Howdy, if brains were dynamite, a liberal couldn't blow his nose. South Africa. South Africa, you know what? In March, they banned the use of cigarettes and alcohol. All the stores had to close, and it had to do with social distancing. They said if you don't drink and you don't smoke, you'll stay at home. Not so sure that that's accurate, but in any event, that's what they said. I'm really a little bit off here with regard to cigarettes. I'm not too sure about that, but the use of liquor reduces a person's ability to exercise the social distancing and personal hygiene required to limit the spread of the virus from person to person. That's the official verbiage there in South Africa. Who knew? Ho ho, social distancing in India. This is a train. Have a look at this. Social distancing. Oh, okay then. Video calls. Are they boring? Are they dull? There's a new outfit going on here. It's an interesting cottage industry. It's a website that's called sweetfarm.org, and they were bringing animals, goats, and all kinds of things to your video conferencing. I guess when you're in the middle of a chat, all of a sudden an animal appears, moo, moo, or some such. Anyway, it's kind of interesting, and you know what? Entrepreneurship, rah, rah. Capitalism, yay, we like it. Yippee, and all of that stuff. Here's an alligator, just died. We got to have a couple of words here, a couple of moments of silence for an alligator. He was 84 years old. That's extremely rare. 84. Wow. And this alligator actually has a neat history. He was born in the United States of America in 1936. And then he was moved to the Berlin Zoo. And that's a long time ago, right? And he went there to be part of Adolf Hitler's personal zoo. And in 1943, after a bombing raid, he escaped, and several of his colleagues were killed in the raid, and he was found by British soldiers who handed him over to the Soviet authorities, and he's been there ever since, and now he's dead. Son of a gun. A little bit of history there for you. Jumping now from alligators to bananas. Try to keep up here. There's a banana plantation, many of them as a matter of fact, more than 8,000 in Ecuador. And it's a big deal there. It's a huge deal. They account for 1/3 of the 20 million tons of bananas that are shipped globally every year. And the fruit in Ecuador is worth more than their oil. And they have a lot of oil, right? Now there's a banana disease. It's a $25 billion a year industry. I mean, what else can we handle here? I mean, we've had viruses and floods and fires, and now we've got this disease for the banana business, and everybody's running scared. And they say, what are we going to do? I give up. What are you going to do? You better find a fix for it right away, because these 8,000 banana producers, they could be in trouble. And as part of the supply chain, the supply chain is weak now worldwide because of the virus. And this isn't directly to do, good verbiage, with the virus, but it has its own virus. And there's a name for it, the banana disease. Oh boy, here it is. Fusarium, whatever it is, and it's a wilt. And that's what's happening, just saying. In Canada, I just got an email the other day from Peter MacKay. He's running for the Conservative Party, and he says that y'all got to sign up fast because I'm the guy. I worked with Stephen Harper, and we got the job done. So let me just kind of drill down and analyze the 4 people quickly that are running for the leadership. So you have Peter MacKay and Aaron O'Toole, who are both running based on their association with the old days. They use Harper's name a lot, and I guess they don't get it. 70% of all Canadians didn't vote for Harper or the Conservative Party, ever. 70% more or less, right? And why is that? And probably half of those who did vote for them, out of the 30-some-odd%, voted against someone else. So you probably shouldn't go out and brag about this too much. You should maybe look at it and say, there's something wrong here. There's something missing. We're going to add some, oh, I know, add some conservative stuff. That'd be good. And then you jump over to Dr. Lewis. And that's another issue with me. I mean, names are misleading. The name conservative in Canada is very misleading because most of them are not conservative, right? And now you have a doctor running, and that's misleading. She's not a doctor, not a medical doctor, because that's what we think of. We think of conservatism when we hear the word conservative party, you think and assume that they're all conservative. You hear doctor, you assume she's a medical doctor. Now, in truth, she has a doctorate in law, but she goes by the name doctor, and many people, myself included for a short while, assumed that she was a medical doctor. And that's a false narrative. That's bad optics in terms of what people are looking at, and it ain't nice. And so you want to be able to say about a prime minister, or at least somebody running for prime minister, is that he or she never shirked a task, has excellent behavior, and works for the people, not against the people. And I don't see any of that. You know what? I just don't see it. Back to Leslie Lewis, the doctor. She says this: people need to stop capitalizing on potential divisive labels. But I think you're doing that yourself. Anyway, I wish we had a real conservative running in Canada. We don't. At least act conservative. Learn about conservatism. Conservatism is, you know, big opportunities, small taxes, small government, freedom for the people. And even with gun control, they all say, oh, Trudeau's doing a bad thing, but they never say, we're going to give rights to the people. There's a sexual crime, sex crime, in Canada every 17 minutes, and women aren't allowed to defend themselves with any tool of any kind. And guns are in there. If you register and you qualify for any train and qualify for any tool, whether it be pepper spray or all the way up to the top of the ladder, which of course would be a firearm, you should be allowed to do that. None of these candidates talk about that. There's so many things that they don't talk about. It's a little disheartening. Wish we had a conservative in Canada. You all come back here tomorrow. We'll have more for you from the right. See ya.